Hey guys, now we're going to work on the corner section for our center block. This is what it's going to look like when we're done. But first you're going to take a neutral and a patterned 4-inch square, and we're going to be making these half square triangles. So whatever color you want those to be, that's the kind of patterned square that you're going to get. That's 4 inches. So you can see I have that under here, and I've placed a 4-inch neutral square on the top of it, drew a diagonal line, and I sewed a 1/4 inch on either side of that diagonal line. And now we're going to create half square triangles here. So I'm going to cut on the line that I drew and then square this up to 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Okay, and after you've done that, you want to just press the seams open. So you're going to keep doing that on all of those. Okay, actually I can't seem to open that up, but you'll open that up, press it so you have your half square triangle, all right? Okay, then you're going to get these pieces that we made earlier. We made these half square triangle units, and you saved 4 of those. You're going to get one 3.25 inch square that's neutral, and then your 3.5 inch half square triangle that you made. All right, and we're going to join these two together. You're going to have this side be flush, so when I lay it down, it's lined up right here and right here. And then I'll just place a pin right here so I know exactly where to sew, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam right there. So when you're done, it's going to look like that. All right, now we're going to join these two together. So before you press this piece, just flip this over and see which direction this middle seam is facing. I can see on this piece that it's going this direction, so I'll press this seam allowance right here that I just made go in the opposite direction, and that will get them prepared for nesting. I can't tell you just one way to press it because some will be going this direction, some will be going that direction. So just press it so that this piece is going the opposite direction. Then you're going to fold it over, place a pin right here, and sew a 1/4 inch seam right along there. And when you've done that, it's going to look like this. Okay, so next you're going to take a 3 3/4 inch neutral square. It's going to go right here. One of your 3.5 inch half square triangles. It's going to go right there, and then 3.5 inch patterned square is going to go right here. Okay, we're going to sew these 3 pieces together so that it makes one row, and you can see that they're all flush right here. I've got some extra down here, and that'll just give us a little bit of wiggle room when we're squaring up later. So you make those into one row, just like this. Then we're going to press these 2 seams that we just created out. Okay, now put this right sides together, and I'm going to place a pin, make sure they're nesting, place a pin in each of these joints or intersections, and then sew a 1/4 inch seam. And when you press that open, you're going to have it look like this. Now the last step is to square this whole thing up to 9.5 inches by 9.5 inches. And I've actually already done that with this one. So bring it over to your mat and use whichever method works best for you, so that this entire piece is 9.5 inches square, and repeat that until you have 4 pieces just like this. Working on some elements for our center block. I have a 6.5 inch square that's patterned. This is a 3.5 inch neutral square. You'll have 4 of these patterned squares and 8 of these smaller ones. And on the neutral ones, I want you to draw a diagonal line on the back of the fabric, and you're just going to lay it out just like I have here, and then sew right along the line. Okay, so then you'll measure up a 1/4 inch from that line you just sewed on, and you'll cut it. After that, you're going to press it up. This is similar to the traditional method for making flying geese. Okay, so it looks like that. Now you're going to take another 3.5 inch square, and you're going to place it on the other side. And you can see when I push this up, it's going to make an arrow. So after you've done that, You're going to measure up 1/4 inch from the line that you sewed on, and you're just going to cut off that excess. Okay, and then same thing, you're going to press this side up. Okay, now to finish off, you're going to take a 6.5 inch by 4 inch neutral strip, and you're going to place it so that it's touching the side with the point. Put it right sides together and then sew 1/4 inch right along here, 1/4 inch seam. When you're done with that, it'll look like this, and you'll press this seam right here open. All right, so repeat that until you have 4. All right, it's time to put our center block together. So we have these pieces, and then you'll also have your 6.5 inch middle of the square. So we're going to make a top and a bottom row by just placing these on either side, and you're just going to sew this into one row. All right, so you can see I've done that here. Okay, so you'll sew that, and you'll do it twice, so when you're done, you're going to have 2 rows that look like this. I have pressed the seams of both the top and the bottom row to the center. All right, so I'm going to leave that there, and then this is the bottom row. Then for the middle row, you'll have your 6.5 inch patterned square, and then a piece like this and a piece like this. Here, let me move things around. That's what your middle row is going to look like. And you're going to press the seams of this row to the outside. Okay, and after you've done that, you'll just join your 3 rows together. So I'll place this right here and put that right sides together. Now we're going to have nesting seams right here and right here. So go ahead and make sure those are where they need to be. Put a pin in both of them. And then we're going to sew one long 1/4 inch seam all the way from here all the way across to here. Okay, then when you open that up, you'll just do your 3rd row right here on the top. And then press it, and you're going to square this huge block up to 24.5 inches by 24.5 inches. You'll just want to, or just make sure that you get this off so that all the sides are square and flush, and yeah, good job, that's our center block.